Good morning to all of you. So after a long time, we last lecture we completed till standard of auditing 299, right? So before proceed with the content, I hope you all are well at your home and stay safe. This is a very good initiative taken by Swapnil Bhai to start that online lecture to serve you in this hardship time for all of us. So let us first, I wanted to revise something which we did in our previous lectures. That's SA 200. From SA 200 to 299 we completed. So before started with the remaining part of SA 299, I just want to remind you from SA 200 to 299, right? What is SA 200? That is overall objective of the audit of the independence and conduct the work of audit in accordance with standard of auditing. એમાં આપણે શું જોયું હતું? That we discussed about the particular objectivity. What is the main objective of the audit? Right? The main objective is to express the opinion on the financial statement. That is what we did. Then what is the particularly mainly the scope and ethical requirement is very important over there. What is the key part of that ethical requirement is COPI. That C stands for confidentiality, O stands for objectivity, then professional competence, then professional behavior and integrity. That is what the ethical requirements is mandatorily followed by the auditor during the audit. That is what, right? Then we are discussing about some very important terminologies like that professional skepticism, that auditor must having a questioning mind, questioning state of mind. That is what the professional skepticism is. And very important in SA 200 is independence of auditor. Auditor must be an independent state of mind. That is the important question from your exam point of view also. So I am discussing deep about that. I am just reminding you guys. Then we completed SA 200 by studying this thing. Then we start SA 210. That is agreeing the terms of audit engagement. What that in agreeing the terms of audit engagement, we discuss about what are the particular list of engagement thing we need to edit in our engagement letter. Achha. Is it necessary to obtain engagement letter every time? No. We discuss some of the circumstances and the consequences in which the auditor needs to take the audit engagement letter to be revised. So this is important which might be useful and it will be important from your exam point of view also, right? So that SA 210 is. Then SA 220, it is a very important essay from the quality, that what the name of 220, that is quality control of audit of financial statement. We discuss SA 220 along with SQC1, which is also very important. What SQC1 is? SQC1 fixes the responsibility of the firm. They establish some quality standard for a firm, and SA 220 is for a partner. That is popularly known in these essays engagement partner. That is what we are discussing in SA 220. Then I am just highlighting the points. I am not detailing on that. I am just reminding you कि आपने શું complete કરી ચૂક્યા છીએ. Then SA 220, then SA 230 audit documentation, which is also a very important part. One single sentence I say when I teach you that SA 230 is, if no documentation, no work. Means if you are not documented your work, then it is presumed that you are not doing any work. That is what SA 230 learn, right? That everything covered over there by just stating this sentence. So you come to know how important that SA 230 is for the auditor. There are 3 stages I discussed in our audit discussion many times. That first is audit planning, then second is audit execution, and third is conclusion and reporting. So in each and every stage we need to document the things. We need to document the audit engagement letter. We need to document the conversation with the management and those charged with governance. We need to document our clients' written representations. We need to document our external confirmation. we need to document other important legal requirements, deeds, agreements of the entities, right? And then final stage is conclusion and reporting. We need to document our opinion based on which we expressed our opinion. That is what all things we need to document in SA 230. We learn about that. 240 is pending, right? Auditor responsibility relating to the fraud on office of on FS of financial statement, right? ये बाकी रखा है मुझे because we will discuss in later time. It linked directly to CARO and other Companies Act section, so that's why I am put a full stop on this essay. Then we proceed further with essay 250. Consideration of laws and regulation in an audit of financial statement is it is important and not much thing that we discussed right now. It is easy essay 250. Then 260, communication with TCWG and management. So what are the things we need to communicate, that we learn in 260. Then 265, communicate the deficiency in the internal control system to the management and TCWG. Here you come to know how importance of internal control is. There are mainly two procedures which we need to perform during the audit. You all know, guys. First is compliance procedure and second thing is substantive procedure. Compliance procedure is mainly deal with internal control system. Internal control system is the system where one person doing a particular task is automatically re-verified by another person. That is how you come to know about the internal control system, and it will, as an auditor, we need to confirm whether this internal control system is established, implemented and executed properly throughout the year. That is what we are main responsibility as far as the internal control system is concerned. Then we are discussing about that compliance procedure and substantive procedure. Compliance procedure is nothing but the audit of internal control system, but the substantive procedure is something different. What is a substantive procedure? Substantive procedure is nothing but to verify, analyze, calculate, reconfirm the things that lying in balance sheet and profit and loss accounts by applying the analytical procedure. Now the question in mind, we already discussed what is the analytical procedure and we detailed discussion on that on essay 520, that's analytical procedure. We will discuss later on. I'm just reminding you. So that is what we did in essay 265. Then we start essay 299, responsibility of joint auditor. So from that, let us start our lecture with essay 299, responsibility of joint auditor. Right? I noted down some of the content to you guys, but just I am reminding you the state of essay 299. Right? First thing, planning, strategy, human resource and nature, timing and extent. Essay 299, responsibility of joint auditor. We take, I take the example of Reliance Industry when I am explaining this. Right? It is not necessary for a company every time to appoint a single auditor. Depending upon the nature and particular expansion of that company may appoint more than one auditor. That is known as a joint auditor. Then these essay come into the play, the essay 299, when company appoint more than one auditor. Why company appoint? Due to heavy work, due to heavy expansion of their branches, due to heavy production unit, due to particularly heavy volumes in the financial statements. It is not necessary for a single auditor to perform the audit in time, because we all know there is an inherent limitation in the audit. We discussed in essay 200 that auditor have a limited time to express the opinion on the financial statement. That is what the ultimate objective of the audit. So that's why the entity appoint more than one auditor to complete the audit in time with appropriate and with taking the expertise of the auditor. Right? That is what 299 is started. So in essay 299, audit, planning, risk assessment and allocation of planning, strategy, human resource and nature, timing and extent firstly decided by the joint auditors before they start the audit. They organize the thing, they discuss the thing in between, how to perform the particular audit, Audit planning is very important. We discuss SA 300 after completing SA 299 so that you come to know what the audit planning is. Right now in our mind only one thing is that audit planning means just to plan, but just to plan is not enough for audit perspective. You need to understand how you plan. That is very important. How you plan. Each and every second you have to utilize when you come to particular audit program and audit work. So that is very important. So all the joint auditor come together to decide the audit planning first. Then they decide the audit strategy, that what are the tools we need to verify more and what are the things we need to consider and emphasize more. Then human resource. We already discussed this thing in SA 220 also. Human resource stands to what are the resources available for us as a joint auditor, means अगर particular कोई joint auditor छे तो there are three auditors are there in particular one company. So one auditor having a 3 assistant, second auditor having a 5 assistant, and third auditor having 2 assistant. Say for example, but this is not sufficient from the prospect by considering the volume of that particular entity. It is not sufficient. Then they have to appoint someone. They have to appoint some assistants to do that work. That is necessary to decide preliminary stage. So that is the preliminary stage of SA 299, that you have to decide how much human resource you require to conduct the audit. Right? Then nature timing and extent ઘણી વખત discuss કર્યું છે. Nature timing and extent is very important to decide at the planning stage only. Then we discuss the second step, that unit department based on unit department, means there are 3 auditors, right? They divide their work. They divide their work based on their expertise. They divide their work based on the unit or department also. Say for example, if one particular company having a 4 department A, B, C, D, and there are 3 joint auditors X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z. So Mr. X is doing the audit of A and B. Mr. Y is doing the audit of C department, and Z is doing the audit of D department. This is how they divide the work based on their mutual understanding. Based on their mutual understanding. Right? Or second thing is branch wise. This is what the branch wise is only. Right? And second thing, if there is no department and the company appoint the joint auditor, then how they allocate their work? They allocate the work based on profit and loss accounts and balance sheet component. Profit and loss accounts and balance sheet component. That is what the third step is. If there is no division or the branches available in the company, then how the joint auditor will divide their work? They divide the work based on the balance sheet and P&L component. In the same example, if Mr. X is an expert of a balance sheet component, that is a property, plant and equipments and particular current liabilities and current assets and all that. So he takes the responsibility of balance sheet and P&L component. There are 2 parts, debit and credit. That means income or expenses. So Y is taking the responsibility of debit side, that all the expenses, Y need to confirm all the expenses to be accounted as per the applicable financial reporting framework. That is what the responsibility of Y. And what the Z responsibility to confirm the revenue part. That is how they divide the work. બહુ સારી રીતે ડિસ્કસ કર્યું હતું when we are taking the example of Reliance Industry. I am just repolish you guys to understand the further application. Then execution part is the 4th stage of SA 299, that execution. Right? During the execution, some of the points we need to consider, that if one particular joint auditor, say for example X, doing the audit of AB branch, and Mr. X is found something or some of the transaction of A to C. That means A to C have incurred some of the transaction. Say for example transaction of loan in between them. So X, so here X needs to deal and communicate with Y because Y is taking the responsibility of C department ना. तो આમાં શું થશે X જે છે એ Y ને communicate કરશે because Mr. X જે છે એણે found કર્યું something loan transaction that department A incur with department C. તો C ની responsibility Y પાસે છે, A B ની responsibility X પાસે છે. X શું કરશે communicate કરશે કોને Y ને regarding that loan transaction. X એમ નહીં કે ના ભાઈ હું રાહ જોઉં છું મને Y કહેશે તો જ હું તમને જવાબ આપીશ. No, that is not the things. If you found something which is really relevant to other joint auditor, then you need to communicate them. That is what the ultimate. It's a responsibility of X. It's a responsibility of X to communicate. Right? All the joint auditor rely and trust on each other. Rely and trust on each other. That is what the thing is also needed to be added while you are executing your work. And then documentation. SA 230 हाँ शायद वो ये left થઈ ગયું મારે SA 230 જે documentation જે છે it is also very important in that SA 299 during the audit we found anything we need to document that properly. Then obtain the helps of expert, that SA 620 we will discuss later on. That is also very important while doing the execution. If you found the help of expert, here the expert means the person having an expertise in the field other than accounting and auditing. That is also that is an important part that we discuss later on. But if you found something that you need to take the help of expert, then you can take. હવે તમારે પ્રશ્ન આવશે માઇન્ડમાં કે expert નો યુઝ કેવી રીતે થશે. If you found something like that the field technical, say for example, if any company has a pharmaceutical companies, right, and having some technical particular point of stock valuation is over there. So you are not expert of that particular liquid and all that in comes in that pharmaceutical companies, right? So you need to appoint that expert of that particular field and obtain the opinion. Best example here I give you the gratuity valuation. You are not an actuary, you are a chartered accountant. So you are not supposed to qualify, you are not supposed to give the opinion on gratuity valuation because there are separate experts available in the market for the same. So you need to take the help of that expert. That is what the SA 620 sorry. So execution part ઉપર આ પણ જોવાનું છે as a joint auditor, right? Then last point, conclusion and reporting. That is this point is pending, I think so. Allocation of work સુધી આપ લોકોને નોટ ડાઉન કરાવ્યું હતું. ત્યાર પછી એક્ઝિક્યુશન વાળો જે પાર્ટ હતો, this part is pending in SA 299. So please write that last part of SA 299, that execution conclusion and reporting. Give the heading, please give the heading conclusion and reporting. Conclusion and reporting, right? Please write. Usually એમ તો ડિસ્કસ થઈ ગયું હતું આપણે conclusion and reporting, but પહેલા લખી નાખીએ, then we discuss about that. Usually joint auditors are of a unanimous opinion. Unanimous means 100% agreement. 100% agree on particular matter. That is what the unanimous is. So usually joint auditor are of unanimous opinion, but if one or more joint auditor are not in agreement, but one or more of the joint auditor are not in agreement over the other's opinion, then each of such disagreement, then each of such disagreement joint auditor shall submit it joint auditor shall submitted his report on disagreement matters separately. Joint auditor shall submitted his report on disagreement matters separately. His report on a disagreement matter separately. That is a very important, and I told you when I am discussing SA 299 then this might be asked in your exam, because the question asking from SA 299 is mainly related with the responsibility part. So I noted down one chart to you in class, guys, that jointly and severally responsibility and jointly and individual responsibility. Some of you ask doubts from that part also. I am discussing that part. Just let me complete this conclusion and reporting part first. So as we discuss in this part, conclusion and reporting, here auditor is X, Y and Z, right? Mr. X and Y having a qualified opinion, Mr. Z is having an adverse opinion. Then how they conclude the matter? Here what the standard talking to you and fix your responsibility is, standard say Mr. X and Mr. Y give the qualified opinion to the management, and Mr. Z give your adverse opinion with appropriate note, based on which your adverse opinion confirm, based on which your adverse opinion would be confirmed. So based on some base you need to give when you are giving the different opinion. When you give the different opinion, you have some base, right? That is what the standard talking about. So here X and Y give the qualified opinion to the management, and Z is give that particular adverse opinion. Practical life માં બહુ ઓછું જોવા મળે કે કોઈ qualified અને adverse opinion, right? Everything needs to be sorted out sometimes. It might be simply qualified report આપ જોશો ઘણીવાર કંપનીના, but adverse it's very rare to see in practical life, right? Okay. So this is how. So you have some of you students having in doubts on that particular jointly and several responsibility and individual responsibility part. I am just telling you what the jointly and severally responsibility and what the jointly and individual responsibility. See, one thing is very important. Jointly and severally means 100% responsibility of each and every joint auditor when it's come. એવી કોઈ પણ મેટર હોય કે જે ડિવાઇડ ના થઈ શકે. સર એવી મેટર શું હોઈ શકે? ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ પ્લાનિંગ, for example financial reporting framework requirements, that all you need to comply. Financial reporting framework requirements, right? Verification of compliance procedure and internal control system, that's a responsibility of you to check out, not to establish. Remember this thing, compliance procedure responsibility to establish the compliance procedure is of a management, but what the auditor responsibility is to check out whether that compliance procedure, that means internal control system, established properly, implemented appropriately and work out throughout the period or not. That is what confirmation responsibility on the part of the auditors. So this is not a division કે ભાઈ તું એક કામ કર, તું આનું compliance check કર, compliance procedure એટલે આનું internal control system check કર, આ particular department તે સંભાળ્યું છે તો તું એની internal control system check કર. That is not the things. You all are jointly responsible for that. So these are the particular pointed given in the particular given in this standard कि જ્યાં તમે તમારી responsibility થી elapse ના થઈ શકો. You all are jointly and severally responsible, right? Then undivided and unallocated work, if any are there, then that's you are jointly responsible. So these are the matter જ્યાં તમારી responsibility બધાની equal રહેશે. So now come to the second part, jointly and severally responsibility. What that is? Jointly and severally responsibility means what? See, let's give an example and explaining you clearly. Jointly and severally નો meaning શું થાય? મેં example આપ્યું તમને balance sheet અને profit and loss accounts. Come to that example again. Suppose Mr. X is taking the responsibility to complete the balance sheet items and their component. Am I right? Mr. Y is taking the particular expenditure part. Mr. Z is taking the revenue part of that particular entity's financial statement. Right? Over here, what is important? I will just fix the responsibility. Please listen carefully. Mr. X, balance sheet item. Say for example, very important and significant balance sheet item is property, plant and equipments, popularly known as PPE. PPE, property, plant and equipments. Okay. Here, જ્યારે આપણે કારો ભણશું, કારો, company auditors report order, when we are discussing that thing, ત્યારે આપણે જોશું કે કારોમાં એવું લખ્યું છે કે ઓડિટરની એક રિસ્પોન્સિબિલિટી બતાવી છે. કઈ રિસ્પોન્સિબિલિટી? Physical verification of fixed assets and obtain the appropriate evidences that the physical assets is lying actually, and the title of that particular property is of a company only. No charge is created on that property and all that. These things are we discussed over there. So this part we need to confirm as an auditor when you are doing the audit of your balance sheet. So ultimately this responsibility is of X. Now in future, if say for example they are doing the audit of that particularly one particular company, and subsequently in future if there is a dispute arise and there is a government particularly government put the question on the company that the company does not have any kind of physical assets or particular plant and property, then to whom we are blaming first? We are blaming first to Mr. X, because here Mr. X is ultimately responsible. કેમ કે ત્યાં division possible બન્યું છે, because division possible છે ત્યાં એ લોકોને work allot થઈ ગયું છે. That is what now you fix your responsibility. So that is nothing but the jointly and individual responsibility that the standard talking about. ત્યારે મેં તમને વાત કરી હતી કે individual division of the work. So that is what the individual division of the work only. So ત્યારે jointly and individually responsible બને છે. અહીંયા છે ને word jointly બંનેમાં use થાય છે. That's make a confusion on your mind, guys. So just remember severally and individually, so that તમને clear થઈ જશે, આમાં કોઈ confusion નહીં રહે. So that is what ultimate essay 299 is. No more come in 299. This is a completion of essay 299. I hope you understand. Subsequently, if you arise any doubt, then you all have my WhatsApp number also. Just give me the reminder about your doubts, or you may convey to other via. Okay? So that is what 299. Now, I just noted out the reporting part also. So this is completion of essay 299. Let us discuss something about essay 300. Essay 300. You need not to write this thing. If you want, then you can. But these all things we are discussing with very good example when we are discussing in our regular class. I am just polish you so that you enable to get the things what I convey you. Now come to the essay, which is a very important essay 300. Make an heading essay 300. Planning of an audit. Planning of an audit of financial statement. Planning of an audit of financial statement. Just give the heading. Just to give the heading. Planning of an audit of financial statement. Please write the meaning part first so that you understand what is the planning is. The main objective of audit planning is the heading which you give the meaning na, first write the objective. First write the heading is objective and then write. The main objective of audit planning is conclude the work of audit in a timely and efficient manner which gives satisfaction to both auditor and auditee, which gives satisfaction to both auditor and auditee, right? Now just note it down along with me the component of SA 300, right?
लो देख रही होगी सब
स्टॉप कर देना तो नहीं है, मैं यहाँ से कुछ कर रहा हूँ, just stop it. Thank you to all. We will discuss later.